So it's been like a month, 2 months now since I started creating content and started doing a lot of these things. And I want to just talk to you about what I learned so far. And what are some of the things I'm going to pivot because I've seen different things that worked, what didn't, and some of the things I've been learning so far. So thank you all for tuning in, first of all. This is Mission Human Excellence. In essence, right? In essence, Mission Human Excellence is a business coaching program. Why is that? Why do I call it Mission Human Excellence? And it's in business. Like it makes no sense. Well, number one thing is we all understand the business grows with us. If you are the business, you are growing the business. The business grow with you. So as long as you get better, your business will grow better, right? Number two, we gotta live a good life first before we may have a good business. Every successful person, whether it's upper management, CEOs, entrepreneurs, or anybody who's done anything amazing in their life doesn't suck. Like, you understand, their life is good, and that's why they can do what they do. Now, if their life sucks, they can still, they might be able to still do what they do, but it's gonna be a lot tougher on them. Right? I know a couple of people that are just living great lives, right? They're living great lives, and everything that they do just come to fruition because they live great lives. Now it's like, okay, or does that have any correlation with each other? Well, let's see. My manager, the VP at the company that I'm working at, he's having fun every day. He's the person that smiles the most and probably hangs out with people, and whenever he has time, and just go chit chat, talking about, asking how other people are doing, and all that good stuff. Right at home, he's got a night that everybody gets together, and then that's how he relaxes and recoups. Right? He's got family, he's got all that stuff. Cool. Why is he running the whole company? Interesting. There was a boss. I used to work for him, right? He was my manager, and he wasn't the best performing manager. But I can tell you, he lived in this very stereotypical Indian family because the way that he contributes and the way he talks, it reflects that. And now it's like, all right, cool. What is it that? But why is he not the best performing manager, right? Well, I can only imagine there's stuff going on outside of work in his life that it's basically preventing him from being his best version of himself when he steps into work. That's normal. It happens to all the best of us. But if it happens every day, then something wrong. There was a high-level engineer. I worked with him pretty closely. Real knowledgeable, but he just doesn't want anything, any pressure. Doesn't want to get anything like difficult. Doesn't want challenges, anything like that. There's another high-level engineer. Loves challenges. Loves going to deep dive into like the hardest problems that there could be. And when COVID came along, who do you think got fired? So all of that stuff, right? All that stuff. It just shows me, there's things outside of work that we get to work on in order for us to have a good life at work. So now, like, how is that all going to creating content? Well, my content strategy was literally just doing videos, right? Doing whatever it is that I have time to do. So the first pivot I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop creating so much. I'm gonna start documenting a lot more. People don't want to see me as an expert. People don't want to hear from the expert. People want to hear from people who have experience, who they want to be with, and people want to see the real, authentic, true version of you, right? Now I can do that off camera. Well, on camera, what's the difference? I go on a date with my wife. I can record a 5-second video, put out some B-rolls, and with some tips on what to do on living an excellent life, hone it into having an excellent relationship, right? And those are the videos I need to create more. First thing is document, not create. The second thing is I want to be an expert anymore. I don't want to be an expert, not because like, oh, I don't know anything. Well, I don't. First of all, God knows it all. God knows that I don't know anything. But it's one of those things where I gotta find something that really is what my audience wants, right? And what my audience wants is not me going out there and talking like I know it all. What my audience wants is, hey, these are the learning experiences that I have been through in order for me to get to the place I am today. And that is more of what my that's why this video is different. That's why the videos that I've been putting out last week has been titled differently. Instead of how to is how I is how you instead of how you can do this is how I did this. And if that's something that interests you, then yeah, well, hop on the journey, because I talk about how I do it. And if that's how you want to do it, that's great. That's perfect. See how I did it so you don't make the mistake I did. So that's number two, right? Number two is not being an expert, but be the person with the experience, right? And the third and the last one is simply like, let's make sure my life is in tip top excellent form. What does that mean? What does that really mean, right? And so, mission human excellence, I talk about the spiritual, the health, physical health, the relationship health, and then the financial health. And we all know, if you're a Christian, you know everything is a spiritual battle. Why did Paul say that? Why did the Bible say that? I think it was Paul. Why did he say that? If it's not, correct me, please. Why did he say that? Why did the Bible say everything is a spiritual battle? Well, if you want physical health, you gotta go through the mental and the emotional to get to the gym. Fighting embarrassment. If you're overweight and never been to the gym, you gotta fight the embarrassment. You gotta learn. There's all that stuff to do, right? And you gotta be disciplined and all that goodies. That's all spiritual battles. And then you get to physical health. And what about relationships? What about relationship? You got with your wife, you got with your brothers, you got with your sisters. Well, that's pretty spiritual. Ephesians talk about love, and then Proverbs talks about brotherhood. If you want to be a good woman to your husband, Proverbs 31 is great. If you want to have a great intimacy life, read the Song of Songs, Songs of Solomon. Oh my gosh, Songs of Solomon. There's everything in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Like, if you think about some things that you're like, oh, there's no way it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, right? And it's financially, we all know the good and faithful servant is the one that, put his money to use and basically made more money with his money. So how can you make more, multiply what God has already given you? That's spiritual. So the lastly, like, I got to get my life in check, because living a spiritual life and doing this makes it so much easier to talk about things that I have been experiencing, and all that good stuff. That ties back to number two, right? I don't want to be an expert. I don't want it to be a lecture. I don't want to be a professor. I want to be an execution. I want to be a doer and just lead from the perspective of someone who does it. Now, I've done it before, and I got nothing but failures to share with you right now. And there are some success stories that I can trickle in there. But again, if there's not more failures than success in life, you're probably living life too easy. Because we all got failure. Everybody who succeeded would tell you they failed a lot more than they succeeded. And they found the one thing that they succeed in, and they take off with it. Colonel Sanders, the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, failed a hotel chain. Like, his hotel chain fell apart. And that's when he's like, hey, his friend went, hey, why don't you just make the chicken? Why don't you just make a chicken, make some money with that? Well, with the experience of a hotel chain and a real good chicken, there's KFC. You don't tell you he failed a lot of businesses, a lot of things that he did were just flopped, right? But because of sheer will and sheer understanding of what people want, he keeps succeeding. Steve Jobs has failed a lot of investors. Talked to many investors, got rejected. It's a failure. The founder of Starbucks, he'll tell you he probably went to investors about 200 times, maybe 250, 270, before he found one investor that's like, all right, I'll help you out with this. DoorDash is another cool story. Everybody who succeeded will tell you they failed more than they succeeded. So I gotta go out there and fail more. And yes, I've learned a lot of stories of not so triumphant stories. It's okay. We gotta go out there and fail more. So me putting my life together and then really living a life, embracing failures, embracing learning experiences, that's how my content's gonna get better. So hopefully if you're creating content, if you're running a side hustle, something that you want to do, you know, creating a side business that involves in creating content and all that stuff, do a lot of documenting, not creating. One, do a lot of documenting, not creating. Two, come from a place of experience, not expert. And number three, understand, if you want to create the best content, you gotta live the best life. So get your life together, get things together. If you want to create the best business, you gotta have the best life. So get that down first, right? If still drinking all the time, smoking all the time, getting drunk high every night, I don't think you have the mental capacity to build the best business you can build. If you're over there, like all you think about is, what you're gonna do on Tinder next day, I don't think you're gonna build the business that you need to build. So get your life together first, and then put all that energy that you would put on, all the other stuff into your business, into your content, into the things that you need to do. So appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, this is Mission Human Excellence. My name's Ed. I love you, and I hope to see you succeed. And I pray that everything will fall into place the way it needs to. All right, bye.